Alright, we're back with Paladin. So Paladin over the last year has gotten some pretty decent cards, like Shotbot, which is performing about the same as a Minibot, which was a really good card. Bronze Explorer, obviously. Skyclaw, which has always performed well in Arena. Let me see here. Saviors of Old Doom. Subdue, really powerful. Pharaoh's Blessing, powerful. Salet's Prime, if you get the benefits of it, that's like really strong. We go over to Rise of Shadows, and they're not so much, although Bronze Herald was popular. But in any case, Paladin has had a good amount of success, and is right now, I believe, the #1 class in Arena in the current meta. And I know the current meta has Muster for Battle in it, but still, #1 class. And what they have is by far, compared to every other class, the best set in Ashes of Outland. They have one of these cards is actually the card I am predicting the Lightforge is going to say is the best card in the expansion. Like, I don't agree with them on a lot of things, but I do think that this screams a card they're going to love so much they'll say it's the best card in the expansion, better than the Demon Hunter Collider. So let's go over the cards here. All right. #1, Imprisoned Sungill, 1 mana, 2/1 Dormant. When this awakens, summon 2/1/1 Murlocs. This is again, going by doubling the mana cost, this is a Microtech controller, which was a good 3 mana card for 2 mana. So you can see the effect is pretty weak because you only have to give up 1 mana, so you're not really giving up all that much. But if you have this on turn 3 and you have like any Murloc buffs, which you might have, then this card is going to be really, really good. Outdoor Attendant. I did not talk about this. I really should have talked about this for Paladin overall. But here, in this set, Paladin got Librums, which are a collection of spells. There's 3 spells. We'll go over them more. And here, battle cost, reduce the cost of your Librums by 1 this game. Which means all Librums that you will cast this game cost 1 less. So, you're going to draft these Librums, which means you're going to draft this card. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention here. Imprisoned Sungill, this is a 4-star card, just because of the amount of stats you get for its mana. This is a 3-star card because it's ultimately a 2-drop that does nothing the turn it's played, but this effect is going to be really powerful. We'll get to that when we get to the Librums. Hand of Adal. Give a minion +2/+2, draw a card. Absolutely insane effect. Give a minion +2/+2 would be a fair 2-drop. Draw a card, that would be incredible. This is a 5-star card. You always want to... This is Mark of Yasharj, except it doesn't have the beast requirement. This is... there's the Shaman one that had the elemental requirement. I'm skipping on top of my head. These are all super powerful cards, and this one doesn't have any requirement. It's basically a new power word shield. Librum of Wisdom. This is an example of the Librum cards. Give a minion +1/+1 and Death Rattle. Add a Librum of Wisdom spell to your hand. There was a card, Explorer's Hat, in League of Explorers, which I loved the card. It never really performed that great, but I thought the card was good. And I always pick it whenever League of Explorers is in, and I get Hunter, and I get offered it. So this, imagine if you play 2 of these, and now your Librums cost 0. This becomes 0 mana, give minion 1/1 and Death Rattle, add a random Librum of Wisdom spell to your hand. That's likely not going to get silenced or transformed off, so it's effectively, for the rest of the game, you have a free +1/+1 on your opponent. And all you need is 2 ticks. Like, that's embiggen without the downside. Like, that's really, really powerful. Like, it requires you to have the Librum ticks to justify it, but that's really powerful. I mean, that to me is a 4-star card. Yeah, 4-star card. Low 4, but it's a 4. It does require to set up, and that's why I can't go higher on it, but it is going to be a really powerful card. That is how you say his name. So, 2/1 Divine Shield, Death Rattle, shove Prime in your deck. So, 2 mana, 2/1 Divine Shield. This is kind of like a worse shielded mini-bot. This is a worse shot bot. It's still a good card. That by itself would still those are 5-star cards. This is probably a 4-star card by itself. All right, Marano Prime. 8 mana, 6/3, Divine Shield, Battlecry. Summon 4 random Murlocs, give them Divine Shield. So yeah, this is obviously like the Prime effect. The Prime effects are all insane. This is an insane tempo effect. So is going to be probably a 4-star card. Just because, like, I think the Prime effect is not enough, I would say, to justify it as a 5-star card. To like move it up to 5 stars, because this would be like low 4-star without the effect, and now it's a high 4-star card. Underlight Angling Rod. This is a card I'm calling the Light Forge is going to say is the best card of the expansion. 3 mana, 3/2 after a hero attacks and a random Murloc to your hand. 3 mana, 3/2 weapons are good, and this gives you 2 cards. They're Murlocs, but Murlocs are fine. And if you have a card like this, you can just buff your Murlocs. So yeah, this is an easy 6-star card, one of the best cards of the expansion. And as I said, I have different valuations, but I know how they value things, and I think the value and the tempo just combined, they will love it. Outdoor Truth Seeker Taunt, Battlecry. Reduce the cost of your librams by 2 this game. 5 mana, 4/6 Taunt is good. Like, that would be a 3 to that'd probably be, yeah, that's probably like a 3 to 4-star card, give or take. The reduce the cost of your librams by 2, that's obviously really good because you want your librams down. So this moves into 4 stars because of that. A Librum of Justice. Equip a 1/4 weapon, Light's Justice. Change it out of all enemy minions to 1. So this is a quality, which is a 4 mana card, except it doesn't affect your side of the board, which is a small downside of a quality. And you get a 1/4 weapon, so you can kill off whatever you just equalityed down to 1. And if you got any sort of board control or just like tokens, then you can kill off the rest of the board because of that. And this is a Librum, so it's 6 mana now, and this would be a really good effect. This would probably be a 5-star effect just from that, but it can't get discounted. Now, admittedly, because of how situational it is, the discount doesn't matter that much, but it's still an absolutely insane effect. It's a 5-star effect all by itself. Lady Liadrin, Battlecry. Add a copy of each spell you cast on friendly characters in this game to your hand. So that's all your buff spells. If you get, let me get over here, Librum of Wisdom, I assume that you just fill your hands with 0 mana copies of Librum of Wisdom. And then you have to like just distribute that. So there is combo potential here. With that said, I don't think she's, I think she's good. Because if you draw like 1 Blessing of Kings off of this, that's probably worth it. Two is probably the number, and you're going to probably draw 2 buffs, whether it's Hand of Dies, whether it's Blessing of Kings, whether it's Librums of Wisdom. So you'll get your copies, and like you anti-tempo, but you'll still be ahead. So 4-star card, good card. Finally, Librum of Hope. So restore 8 health. That's fine on something. Summon an 8/8 Guardian with Taunt and Divine Shield. An 8/8 with Taunt and Divine Shield would be a 9 mana card by itself. The restore 8 health would make this a great card by itself. The fact that this can be discounted via the Librums, so you're getting a 7 mana version of this or a 6 mana version of this on curve, is absolutely insane. So yeah, 5-star card here, great card. Just way too many stats for what it should be in the base form, and it can get discounted. So yeah, ultimately with Paladins, the Librums are going to be the cards that they want to pick up. They're going to want, after this expansion, when there is no expansion bonus, the Librums are going to be a little bit worse because it's going to be harder to get that synergy and the cards will change. But really, this is just a really strong expansion for Paladin. Okay, and after that, that's it for Paladin. Now I am going to go on to Priest, so I will see you guys then.